Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to a very special show tonight. We're here, of course, with the Classic Touring Car Racing Club. And racing is coming back next month. And how excited are we? And I'm very excited because this evening we're joined by Stuart Kai. Stuart, how are you?
Very well, thank you. Yourself?
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. Now, Stuart, of course, is the club chairman. We're also joined by AJ Owen. AJ, how are you doing?
Yeah, good, thank you.
Fantastic. And we've also got Michael Sheraton on the show. Michael, how are you doing?
Good evening, everyone.
and finally, but by no means least, of course, Martin Reynolds. Martin, how are you doing?
Yeah, very good, thank you. Good evening, everybody.
Fantastic. Now, look, guys, thank you so much for coming on tonight. We wanted to have a little show because I'm excited. I hope you guys are excited. Motorsport is back. Now, Stuart, let's come to you. How much work has been going on behind the scenes to get ready for July with the Classic Touring Car Racing Club?
We've done a tremendous amount of work alongside with BARC and Motorsport UK, trying to get the regulations in place so that we can go racing again in a safe, friendly environment. But yeah, I think as the days and weeks are unfolding, things are changing. Even today, there was some small amendments to what's going to be happening at Cadwell. We're in a good position to go racing again.
Yeah, definitely. Look, Michael, let's come to you quickly. You race in the pre-66 and 93. How excited are you to get back out on track?
I can't wait. I think it's one of them things. I think the whole season, I'm just happy that the season's going ahead because I think I spent so much time prepping the car over the winter. And then with all this happening, obviously rightly so, no racing, but I think it's just a great opportunity to get your mind off everything that's happening in the outside world and get back to doing what we all enjoy doing. And I think Cadwell Park's probably the best place to do it.
It's some track, isn't it, Cadwell Park? Now, I've been up there a couple of times. I've never actually raced around it. But AJ, let's come to you. What's it like to race around Cadwell Park?
It's phenomenal. I think the best way to describe it is roller coaster. It's obviously known as like the mini Nürburgring of the UK. I've never been to Nürburgring, but if it's half of what Cadwell's like, then yeah, it's definitely right up there. One of the best tracks in the country.
It is. It definitely is. And funny enough, we did a series of drive time interviews, and we interviewed 50 people. And we always ask the question, what's the favourite track? And Cadwell Park was number one. So it's a great place to get racing again. Martin, let's just come to you very, very quickly. You're the Classic Thunder rep and current boss driver. You must be pretty excited then to be getting back out on track. Has it been a bit of an anxious wait?
Yeah, I think we've all been quite anxious about, the situation that's going on. But I'm quite excited about taking on the new formula with the Thunder. And also racing with the Thunder boys is really good as well. So obviously I know a lot of the drivers and it's a competitive field and it's a good mix of classic and, future cars, so it is really good. And I'm quite excited. Looking forward to it.
Fantastic. Now, look, during the show, if anybody's got a question, please do comment below. We can see the question. In fact, I can see a few people are starting to comment already. Dave Nixon says, I'm here. Trev Keats says, I'm watching, boys. Kaylee Twigger says hi. So we're starting to get quite a few people coming through. So if anybody's got a question for the chaps tonight, please do comment. We can see them and I will read them out just as long as they're clean, of course, because it's not 9 o'clock yet. Now, look, we can't escape what's happened in motorsport over the last sort of 3 or 4 months. But as we said, we know we're coming back to Cadwell Park. Stuart, there's 4 meetings on in total, isn't there? Do you want to talk us through the Classic Touring Car Racing Club calendar for 2020?
Yeah, so we start off with Cadwell July the 4th, all being well, and Forest lets us go racing again. That meet will take place. Then we're on to Brands Hatch, the 1st and 2nd. Brands Hatch is always popular with the club. We've got 4 grids there, quite decent size. It's a 34-car grid, so we expect that to be quite busy. We're sharing with Brickcar and a couple of others, and it should be that'll be a busy event. We go on to September, which is the truck racing. We're doing a support for the truck racing at Snet. Again,
Oh, wow.
normally quite good. I don't know whether they're going to, by that point, start allowing spectators or not, because it's normally quite a busy event from a spectator perspective. And, you know, with club racing, we don't always get a huge amount of spectators. And then finally, we've got the international circuit at Silverstone, which, believe it or not, is quite a difficult circuit to or layout at least to get. So we're quite lucky enough that Bark helped us get that, which means we get to use the winged building and all the Formula One pits and all the rest of it. It's always a great way to end the year. Big piece of circuit, lots of cars. It's a great event.
It is, and I can't wait for that. It's a great calendar, actually. You know, you've got, I mean, Snetterton's a great place to go racing, and to support the truck racing is fantastic. I really want to come to that one if I can. That would be great. Now, look, Michael, I want to come to you very, very quickly. Let's talk about especially the pre-66s, because I've got a nice image to show. Now, I don't know as much as you. You're the expert here. Are you in this picture?
No. So actually, that gap in the grid, you can see. That is where I had a gearbox fault, among another couple of faults that weekend, and so I didn't make it onto the grid. So I was quite disappointed. So I'm quite happy you've shown that photo. Actually, it's reminded me of a good weekend.
Yeah, I feel bad now. Actually, I feel pretty bad now, Michael. I wasn't aware that you weren't in that one.
Yeah, there's a fantastic array of cars on that picture, though. That's what I'd like to highlight. I mean, you can see at the front, you've got the big Galaxy. And then you've got a clutch of minis behind, a Lotus Cortina, a few Anglias, of which I drive one of them, which would be the third one.
Lovely.
Hillman Imps, you've got everything. And I think the variety of cars, even just in that one picture, shows what the championship's all about, really. And I think
yes,
that's something our club really does offer. I think people sort of pick, you know, some weird and wonderful cars, even like Morris Minors. You wouldn't expect to race one of them. We've got at least 3 or 4 that race regularly, and I think that's sort of something that I quite enjoy about racing with the club, just because, you know, you never know what you're going to come up against, and, you know, it's I don't know, variety is a spice of life, isn't it?
exactly. I mean, like you say, it's that grid to me is just sensational. I actually remember I went to Race Retro earlier on the year, and you guys had a stand there. And I was very kindly shown around. You had a Ford Mondeo on the stand, and you also had this car. I think you might recognise this, Stuart.
I do indeed, yes. It's the car I've sat in and never driven.
I hope you don't mind me fingering the bonnet there.
If you like fingering the bonnet, you carry on.
Oh, brilliant. Now, AJ. Let's come to you very quickly. Now, talk me through. You're the pre-03 championship rep, aren't you? Now, I've got another picture to show. It's slightly sideways, but...
Nope.
He's dropped that.
It's a great picture, AJ.
Yeah. It's that good, it's messed it all up.
Blown the host.
You're going to have to take
Is
over.
that shocked? Is that shocked?
He should come back shortly. So, Ian, if you can hear me, just go out and get back in, please. Are you back in?
He's back. He's back.
Yes. Hello, guys. Hello. Hello. Right. Yes, I think... there we go. It looks like I'm back.
There we are. There you are.
Okay, Martin. Look, can we talk a little bit about the classic Thunder? Talk us through it a little bit more. Unfortunately, I don't have any images of it, but could you talk us through that a little bit more?
Well, I've got to be really honest with you. I've only just come on the classic Thunder scene. I've only just taken over from my comrade Tony Armour, only recently, the last week.
Yeah.
But obviously, the Boss Championship runs with Thunder, so I'm quite aware of the cars, what's in it, and, you know, some of the guys that are in it. But obviously, my racing formula at the moment is Boss, with the Escorts, you know, and all the Ford formulas. So I'm more familiar with Boss, but yeah, I'm looking forward to the challenge of getting involved heavily with the Thunder class, and hopefully get some more boys back on the grid and to make a packed grid.
Yeah.
It's looking good for this year, by the way. There's a lot of interest. So,
Excellent. So, Stuart, let's come to you then quickly. Let's just talk about what is it like having all of these different sort of series all merged into one, essentially. I know they go off in the different races. Is it a lot to manage?
Yes, it's a huge amount. Lucky I have the committee behind me as well, and they do a huge amount of work behind the scenes. Colin and Sonia and the rest of the guys there do a lot that's not seen. Yeah, it's, the thing is I was chatting to someone earlier. There's about 120 regular cars that come and go, and each car, each person's got their own, issues you need to fix and look after, and it's quite a lot, quite a big undertaking as volunteers. Yes.
Definitely. Now, look, we've had a question coming from Chris Brown, and I think I might be able to help with this actually, Chris. But Stuart, I'll leave it to you. It says, out of interest, what are the plans regarding live streaming the races now, especially as spectators aren't allowed? We spoke about before, we're going to be at Cadwell Park with the Classic Touring Car. The plan is, you'll be able to watch it live with us at My Supercar through, obviously, the Classic Touring Car Racing Club Facebook page and group as well. I believe we can get it through the group. So, Chris, I hope that answers your question. I really, really do. So, look, guys, did you want to add anything, Stuart?
No, I was just going to say, I think we got you booked in. I think we're originally for Brands as well, and a couple more for the rest of the year. So, it should be for those that sadly can't get to the race meetings, they can watch it live on the internet for a change.
Yeah, definitely. And it's kind of the way that things are happening at the minute, aren't they? No spectators are going to be allowed. I don't think, you guys might be able to tell me if you know more than I do, I don't think we're going to have any spectators for the rest of the year in any sports, to be fair, not just motorsport. But at least you can watch it. At least you can watch the Classic Touring Cars.
They want to keep the numbers down. They don't want too many people in one place at one time, which is fair enough. And, by the time that sort of tapers off in September, October, that'll be the end of that anyway.
Yeah, definitely. Now, look, guys, for those people who are watching this and they might be fairly new to the Classic Touring Cars, or they just want to see a little bit of action, I do have a short video to play everybody. If this is all right with you, Stuart, it's from 2019. It's at Autosport, actually, and it's the live action arena. I believe it's a lot of the pre-66 footage. But for those, if you're new to the Classic Touring Cars or you just want to do a little bit of reminiscing, let's see these beasts in action. I'll play this right now.
Well, we're here today because we were asked by Bob to bring a selection of our classic touring cars to an event, which is the Autosport International Live Arena. The difference is, of course, incredibly short circuit, very dark, lots of smoke, fireworks, not very much space, and it's quite different. Yeah, it's a lot shorter than a normal race, but incredibly intense.
video.
Did that come about?
We ended up being Bark were actually asked if they had some content by Autosport to fill the live action arena, and they asked for the pre-66 cars at the time. The pre-66 grid was trying to sort of relaunch it a little bit, and it just all fitted together. So two of the people on this video, Martin and Michael, were in that video.
Well done, boys.
Part in that, what, 4 days or whatever it was, and I don't know how many shows they did. I'm sure they'll be able to tell you.
Yeah, it was 4-day event, wasn't it, Michael? It was good. It was a good for bonding with some of the lads as well. It was just a great weekend, which most of the weekends that when we race, it's not just about racing. It's the people we're sort of socialising with. They're a good friendly bunch, and it was a good weekend. Really.
Yeah, it certainly looks it. And I've got a question then for you, Michael. Let's come to you because obviously you were in that video. I'll come to you in a second, Martin. But what was the attraction of the pre-66? Because to be honest with you, you're a young man, but you're driving a relatively old car, shall we say? Is classic cars your thing?
Yeah, massively. I've always been into more 60s cars, and I think that mainly comes from my dad. Who's always had, when we were growing up, we've always had a Mark 1 Cortina that me and my brother have been massively interested in. And I think it's just come from there, really, in the shape of the Anglia especially, which is what I race. It's just something that I've always wanted to do. And when I first started racing, it was with the championship, the club's championship, pre-93 touring cars, which my dad's still currently racing in a BMW 30. And I think I've always just wanted a pre-66 car. And so when an Anglia shell came up, I had to get it. And over about a 1.5 year period, we built it. And the rest is history. I think we're in our 4th season with the car now. So it's coming together quite nice.
Fantastic. And Martin, let's come to you. Let's talk about your love affair with the classic cars as well. Where did that stem from?
I think it originally sort of originates from the Benz on the ovals. So from the early days when I was a young lad, started there, a very short period. And then obviously coming back about 2.5, 3 years ago. So I've only been with the club 2.5, 3 years now. And since then I'm in a couple of formers and really, really enjoying it. It's really good to be involved with the club.
Yeah, definitely. Now, AJ, let's come to you. Let's talk pre-03 championship. Why is it so good?
Just what we stand for, really, as a championship and as a club. We're trying to recreate sort of the 2001, 2002, 2003 British touring cars of that period. And we've got my car in the replica livery. You've got Don Hughes' Peugeot 306 out there as well, Collins Alpha, and they're all cars from that period, and it really fits in well with what we're trying to achieve. And I've recently, like Martin, took it over to sort of try and get the grid, a few more cars on the grid, and the early signs are really, really promising. I've only probably been doing it about 2 or 3 weeks, and there's a couple of Accords that want to come out as well. There's some BMWs that want to come on the grid as well. There's some people who want to return. So it is really on the up, the 03 championship. And what a great thing we're trying to achieve by replicating touring cars of that period of time.
They are some of my favourites as well, I have to say. There's the Mondeo, isn't there, as the profile picture on the Facebook page. I believe I'll show this picture again because I believe you can see it in the background. Whose is that Mondeo?
That's my dad's car.
Nice.
Believe it or not, we found it on eBay some 12 plus years ago now, in a bit of a sorry state. So we took it. It was quite local to us. So we bought it. So we bought it and did basically complete restoration on it and raced it a couple of times. Unfortunately, my dad had a bit of a crash in it, damaged it pretty badly. But yeah, it's at home, tucked up with a cover over it. But the plan is to get it out at some point, hopefully this year, and get it on the O3 grid, because what a car that will be to have out there as well.
It's a beauty, isn't it? It really, really is. Now, look, Stuart, let's come back to you, shall we? Let's just finally, if somebody wants to get hold of the Classic Touring Car Racing Club, they want to find out more about maybe how to get involved or how to get racing with you guys. How do they do that?
There's many ways to get involved, or certainly find information. The best place really is to go to classictouringcars.com. All the rules, regulations, details of all of the championships are all on there. There's 6 championships. Also, there's details of the coordinators, so people can email them and speak directly to the people that are running the championships, which is always, sometimes people just want to chat to people, have a call. Of course, you can go via Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, all at CTCRC. And that's it. That's pretty much it.
Nice. Now, look, sure, is there anybody else, any sponsors or anybody you want to give a bit of a shout out to whilst we're here? A final message sort of for the people watching?
I do. I should say thank you to all of our sponsors that have stuck with us actually through this strange year. When it initially all kicked off around March, a lot of phone calls were made to sponsors, a lot of conversations were had, and people stuck by us, and we thank you for all of you that have done that for us. I should read through. I'm going to read through. Right, there's 8. I'm just going to read through all of them very quickly. Right. So
go on. Yeah.
Guys at Hammerite, Toyo, Revolution Wheels. Obviously, Simply Surface for the Pre-03s, Laser Tools for the Pre-93, Burton's for the Boss, Origero 83, and Edwardson Electrical for Thunder. And Martin, do you want to thank?
Brilliant. Well said.
Sorry.
Is that right? You want to thank your 66 sponsor?
Oh, a 66 sponsor is at the moment. You when I was Poltech, they're a Norfolk-based company near Snetterton actually. They do a lot of training, various sorts of training for sort of motorbikes to just general skill training, on the mechanic side and engineering. So yeah, they've been very supportive this year. It's their first year with us. Unfortunately, this epidemic has come in, so hopefully they'll sit with us for next year.
Yeah.
Yes. No. Definitely. AJ, is there anything you would like to finish on for the Pre-03 Championship? Anybody like to say thank you to, or just a bit of a thumbs up to the people watching?
Yeah, a big thank you to Simon Beeman, who not only sponsors the championship, competes in it as well. Thank him for his continued support, and just anybody who's interested with a car that may fit or do you want to inquire, drop us a message on Facebook or contact the club or via, all the channels that Stuart said. We're a brilliant club to race with, run by, people like Stuart, Colin, Sonia, Michael, Martin, myself. It is probably the place to come and race a car which will fit in anywhere, really.
Yeah, definitely. And Michael, finally coming to you.
Yeah, I just want to also shout out to all the Pre-93 drivers. I think this year is looking really good for everyone. I know we've had a lot of interest, and thank you as well for Laser Tools for coming on board. I know Stuart's already mentioned it. I think it's a great name to have, even just on your sun visor going around the track with the Touring Car Association. And I know we've got a lot of Rover Tomcats, and a few of them are watching as well. So I'm looking forward to having a bunch of them out on track as well with us, and just can't wait to get going.
Fantastic, and get going soon we will. Just remember, of course, July 4th and 5th, Cadwell Park. Then into August 1st and 2nd, we are heading to Brands Hatch, aren't we? Let me just bring those dates back up for everybody so you can see. There they are. So July 4th and 5th, Cadwell Park. August the 1st and 2nd, Brands Hatch. September 19th and 20th, Snetterton. October 10th, 11th, Silverstone International. Gentlemen, Stuart, Kai, AJ Owen, Michael Sheraton, Martin Reynolds, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on tonight. Thank you so much for giving an update on the Classic Touring Car Racing Club. We can't wait to get racing again. We'll see you in under a month now, won't we? 3 or 4 weeks now at Cadwell Park. It's going to be a blast. We'll see you then. Thank you very much.
Right.
Guys.
Yeah.